Hello, this is Matt Bergman, and you are listening to the Punk Rock Libertarians podcast, episode 75. I'm here tonight with Jared Schneiderman.
Hey, I'm back. It's been a while.
Dude, can I just introduce everybody? No, okay. I'm just fucking with you. Okay. Rachel Bussell.
Hello.
Chris.
Yep. That's it.
Only Chris. That's gonna be your nickname, dude. I thought of it just like that, dude. Fucking A. Only
that's
Chris.
It on the birth certificate and everything else is just Chris. No last name, middle name. I'm a bastard child.
It's just me, Chris. And okay, what is it? Josh Stavropoulos?
No. Josh is fine, you asshole.
Okay, Josh is fine, you asshole. Okay,
that's a long name.
There you go.
Stop this.
Is it a capital A for the asshole?
Yeah, it's capitalized.
So, I saw earlier on the Book of Faces that Bernie Johnson. Okay,
Oh God! What
a child!
What is this bizarro?
I heard her later. That better not be tobacco. Marijuana's cool though.
Oh,
But yeah. No, I'm just,
tobacco. We don't do tobacco.
yeah.
Hey, make sure you're getting closer to the mic, both of you.
No, I can hear everybody cool. I adjusted
good?
the volume for their distances. I've got the headphones on, dude. I can hear it all, dude.
He's got this shit.
Sweet,
man.
Dude,
let's rock and roll.
All right,
Did you
cool.
get it first, at least? I'm just joking.
Okay, so Bernie Sanders said that Gary Johnson should be allowed to debate. And what does everybody think about that? Did anybody else see the video of this?
No, I didn't see it.
What exactly did he say?
Well, I believe it was on CNN, and the anchor kind of was like, he was kind of like, do you think that that Gary Johnson should be allowed to debate? And Bernie was like, you could tell he didn't want to jump right on it. At least my take on it was he didn't want to jump right on it and sound really excited about it, because I think he thinks that Johnson's going to take some from Hillary too. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I felt like he didn't want to sound like a pussy to his fans, you know. So I kind of think, and they were like, so what do you think about the 15% threshold rules? And he said that those are ridiculous, you know. He thinks that Gary should be allowed to debate, which I thought was really cool.
I think he just appeals to the people he wants.
What should the
requirement him? Honestly, he's not.
To play a little bit of a status advocate, though, what should be the requirement to get into a debate?
No, I mean, it's a very good question.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't have any, then fucking D's nuts
anybody.
would be in the debate, which would be amazing. But.
Well, I mean, I always like to take it further. If we had instant runoff voting, people wouldn't be scared to vote for third parties. So I think people would be open to many more parties being in a debate if we had instant runoff voting.
Right.
Yeah.
So if we could just go to that, it would really it would bring about more competition.
I feel like if you're on the ballot in all 50 states, then you should be entitled to debate.
That should qualify. Yeah.
I mean, that should be just enough to qualify.
Well,
you, right?
I mean, I honestly, man, I don't mean to burst your bubble, but I haven't heard that Johnson is on the ballot in all 50 states yet.
He's actually said
I think
himself.
he is.
Actually, what he said was, I will be on the ballot by the time of the election.
No, he said, I will be the only other person.
Only
on
the third
50
kind.
states.
Yeah, but notice he
ballot.
Notice he said will be, because he wasn't even at that time, and I've yet to hear on the media that he is actually going to be on the ballot in all 50.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody said. Hillary said, I'm on the ballot.
Well, Hillary and Trump don't have to say that, dude.
Because they're already on it.
And Jill Stein's not going to say that, because he's only going to be on the ballot in 37 states or something. Maybe less than that, actually.
He said, I will be the only other choice in all 50 states.
Yeah, but okay,
but
fine.
I mean,
but probably he will be on the ballot, and if he does get on the ballot in all 50 states, then that should at least qualify him for the debate.
Well, I mean, you could look up. You could look
man.
up how many people were on the ballot in 2012, and I don't think the Libertarian was on the ballot in all 50 states in 2012. I believe.
Was he not?
I don't think so. I mean,
he was on Florida's ballot.
I mean, there aren't a lot of them. I mean, I think it's ridiculous to require somebody to be on the ballot in all 50 states to be in the debates, because some of the states make it a fucking bitch. I think it's in Delaware. No, not Delaware. Sorry, fucking even New Hampshire, the fucking free state. There's a lot of Liberty candidates that run as Democrats or Republicans, because to get on the ballot as a third party or an independent, or I believe to get on the ballot as a third party, you have to get some crazy amount of signatures. You have to do some amazing feats, but anybody can just sign up as a Republican or Democrat. And I think I think it might actually be easier to get on even as an independent there. They really punish the third parties.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
they do. They make it difficult for them.
Is Gary Johnson's phrase "I'm in" trademarked for his campaign?
Well, if you go on the Libertarian website, it shows you that he's got 2 states that are pending for him to get on, which is Kentucky and Connecticut. But he is on every other state.
Damn it.
That's 50.
Damn it.
Does anybody know, is the phrase, are you in? But he says if you're for Gary,
That's his
you
like
say, "I'm
campaign
in."
slogan.
Yeah, because on
I don't think it's trademarked, but it's a slogan.
on the site that I got the article from, it's libertarianfuture.com. It has embedded a Donald Trump ad that says "Leading the Way, I'm in," paid for by Donald Trump. On
What?
the
On
libertarian on the libertarianfuture.com right now. It shows him with the "Make America Great" and 2 thumbs up, look like a big fucking retard.
you know what that might be? They might
So it's
have.
just Trump.
It's got to be an
It's
AdSense
probably a
thing,
Google
man.
AdSense.
And you've been looking at
It
too
could
much
be.
Trump shit.
I don't look at any Trump shit, like at all. The last Trump shit I looked at was Garbage Pail Kids put out a Trump and Hillary Garbage Pail Kid. That's about the only thing I've looked up.
It could just be targeted at anybody that looks at political stuff.
True.
Who
It's not
Yeah, because I
necessarily-
see all kinds of stuff.
Because like
from
I get
Hillary
Donald
and-
Trump's shit in my news feed on Facebook, and I've never.
I never get any of that shit. I don't get Hillary's either.
And I don't
I get
like
him on
Hillary's.
Facebook.
I
It's
don't know
annoying.
why.
It senses you're a woman.
Bitches.
You should be with her.
Sexism.
Bitches. Just because of my boobs doesn't mean.
Yes, so I mean, like say instead of saying like all the candidates who are on the ballot in all 50 states, you could say like if you're on the ballot in enough states.
75%.
No,
That's a
well,
good- like-
no.
I mean, I'm just saying, there's got to be some. There's
No,
got to be
but
some
I
way
mean-
to eliminate like D's nuts.
Like
and,
if
you know what I mean?
No, what I was going to say is if you're on
That's
the
a good
ballot,
candidate.
if
I
you're
mean, he's a great candidate, but
I vote for these
like
nuts.
like if you're on the ballot in enough states to get enough electoral votes to win the presidency, I think that's kind of like a more fair than having to be on the ballot in all the states.
so yeah, if you have a reasonable chance of okay, that makes
No,
sense.
I mean not even a reasonable chance, but if it's possible, period.
Yeah.
like that would be a start. That would be a hell of a lot better than what we're doing now. But one big problem, of course, is that it's so hard to get on the ballot in so many of these states. They make it really hard for third-party candidates. So inevitably, even if you went to that rule, I mean, you've still got a real problem in so many states. It's the two-party system has the Republicans and Democrats have made this duopoly, and they've made it really hard for anybody else to get in there. And as Americans, if we truly believe in capitalism, which the Republicans claim, why wouldn't they want more competition and better results?
If they were a principled party, having competition would be something they would allow, but clearly
Totally,
they don't want that. Like,
Yeah.
they have more control over everything.
You know what's just funny too? Like, I think it's funny to think about, like, when I think about Gary Johnson, I honestly, in my heart, believe he's more closer to the average person than either Trump or Clinton.
No, most definitely.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. he one of my favorite questions that he answered was something about the health. Like, how would you encourage America not to be fat anymore? And he answered it by saying, well, I'm just going to lead by example. I can't tell you how to live your life. And I was like, well, duh. Nobody wants to be told how to live their life.
The average American would do.
Yeah.
It's like, if I have friends I see would have bad eating habits. I mean, I obviously can't say shit because I have burger cookies and Reese's peanut butter cups over here.
Word, brother. Word.
Yeah, but I mean, if somebody was eating like really, really, really unhealthy and I cared about them, no matter what they were doing, I would say as a friend, like, hey man, what's going on?
You bring it to their attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd pull an intervention.
I mean, I wouldn't say an intervention because I don't want to intervene if they're not hurting. I mean, they're not hurting me.
They're hurting
they're probably-
themselves.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you'd
Puts
pull
all
like a
perspective.
polite intervention, though, right?
What?
It would be like a polite intervention.
Well, yeah, a very careful intervention. I would
Like,
take.
My-
would you say would it be a gentle intervention?
I'm not following down this
Will there
road.
be gloves involved?
Sweet and
Will this intervention involve penetration? Is that what you're trying to get to?
Ew, dude, what are you talking about, dude? Can we stay on topic? Okay. So, Jerry, dude, what's up next, bro?
What's next? All right, so big news. Colin Kaepernick, the quarterback for the 49ers, or backup quarterback for the 49ers, twice now has not stood up for the national anthem that is said before the games. When asked why, he basically said that black people are being oppressed and that he won't stand until America is, fair to everybody. Something along those lines. So a lot of people are upset for a variety of reasons. Some people are just upset because they're faggots. And they feel like
what's a flaggot, dude?
You've never heard that before?
No, I use it all the time. I
like
just wanted to hear you
that
explain it. Yeah, that's like my favorite term. I just wanted Jared to explain it for everybody.
Is that like anti-flag? Like instead of not the band, because that's a good band either way.
No. Flaggot is like someone who's like just like a flag worshiper who gets their panties in a bunch.
Yeah, like think about like United States after 9/11. You saw a lot of flaggots, And people talk
red,
about
white,
it.
Blue,
I saw yesterday on
Yeah.
Facebook, like one of my friends was talking about it, like, oh, it was such a great time. We were all united, and it was just like, I so wanted to puke, Like, I mean, because okay, we're gonna go off topic, but it's kind of on the same topic. Like,
I'll allow it.
Like earlier, I just threw out on Facebook. I threw out like, okay, who thinks that it should be mandatory for children to stand up and say the pledge? And if so, what should the punishment be? It was a huge topic, and I think the first question that really got people going, or the first response that really got people going, a friend of mine said something like, well, she's basically like, it's harmless, they don't even understand anyways, like they should stand up.
But that's the point. They don't understand. You're making them do something they don't understand.
Well, then, yeah, and then my comment to that got more likes than the entire thread, and it was like, okay, well, if they're not old enough to understand, wouldn't this just classify as an early brainwashing? If they're not going to understand, what's the fucking point?
Yeah. They should do it by choice, as everybody should. You should be able to choose whether or not you're going to stand for the flag. It's your freedom.
It's like almost sucking the whole entire thing of free will out of it.
Exactly. And I mean, and I'm coming from, I was talking to Chris before the podcast. You said you were raised in an extremely conservative household.
Oh yeah, my dad, extreme. I mean,
me too, bro. Me too. So I mean, and I when I was younger, I was very patriotic, and but one thing my parents did teach me that America was all about freedom and shit, and
freedom and shit.
That shit.
Yeah, freedom and shit, and that shit stuck with me. And then
the shit stuck. What about the freedom?
The first time that I was explained like what freedom is, it was by like a 7th grade history teacher. He said, "Freedom's this: I can do whatever I want. I can swing my arms all the way around, and that's my freedom until I hit you. Until then I'm imposing upon your freedom."
Yeah.
And that really stuck with me. Is that's freedom. You should be able to do whatever you want as long as you're not hurting anybody else. And it just made so much sense.
Mine was never explained to me, man. That mine was always been like, so in my household, my father was extreme conservative. My mom, she was a big liberal, huge, massive. So of course they didn't get along. Because you put a conservative and a liberal in the same household, you're just looking for a fight either way. No, not married.
No.
They got married.
So you're a bastard.
Yes, like I said before I got out of here, I told you this. This is a warning.
Chris the bastard.
Yeah, but the one thing I saw the arguments over were the most is that my dad was always worried about how they're going to make it future, like always there. My mom was always worried about now. So my dad was always worried about what's going to happen in the future, or my mom was always, we got to do it now. Mom and dad's like, we're going to do it now for what we're going to do for the future. She's like, no, you're ignorant, you're dumb. And there was always a battle, and that's where I saw the battle between both parties, like hard, real hard. Like I just saw, conserve, do it now. Conserve, no. I was just like, oh my God. And the one thing that I just learned out of it is like, you always got to make sure you just stick to your guns. That was the one thing I've always learned. She's like, whenever you believe in something, stick to it. And we've lost a lot of that. Now we're not just informing people, we're telling people. It's like the news, I think, was supposed to be on an hour a day. Now we're only getting it for like so many times, and it's what we want to hear. It's not the full news. Like my cousin he's in Iraq. He did 15 years. Special Forces said, we don't get the real news anymore. We get what they want us to hear.
Hey, dude. So, question though: what's more important, though, sticking to your beliefs or questioning them?
Question him, because if you question them, the stronger they are, because now you fine tune what you believed in.
Exactly, dude. It's exactly.
It's the hardest way. But the thing is, a lot of people are just stubborn assholes anymore and just like, nope, I know what I'm talking about. You're wrong. Go suck.
Yeah, and a lot of people went to 12 years of public school and they were forced to say the pledge.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
I was. I mean,
Yeah.
that's. I mean,
Everybody
was
everyone
too.
was.
Well, see,
I
in
was
my
too-
school, you had the option to sit down.
Really?
Yeah.
No joke. What's cool?
Yeah, because, like, I remember there was, like, a Jehovah's Witness or something that was able to sit down because it said under God in it.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
So they could use, like, the religious thing.
The whole.
And that wasn't even added until, like, was it
The 50s.
the 1950s?
53, I think.
Well, yeah, but I was
Yeah.
in school in the 90s.
No, I know. I
Not that old, guys.
I just think
I mean,
it's funny that they could have
yeah.
completely avoided that problem altogether by just not putting the under God.
Yeah.
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 But,
Right next to God.
I mean, you know, in my opinion, they shouldn't even be doing it in the first place. But if you are going to do it, you should at least give the kid an option.
Yeah.
You know, which would basically be their... And the only way they would probably do it is if their parents told them, like, that's a bunch of bullshit, don't do that. So.
One nation under Canada, above Mexico, just like Robin Williams.
My
Just like
friend's
Robin Williams said.
my friend's son actually he did that 2 years ago. She just told me about this. He's in Illinois and he was in 8th grade, and he didn't want to stand for the flag for some reason. She didn't delve into the details, but they writ him up for it, and he got a lawyer from DC and won the case against the school, and now they made the school so that nobody has to stand if they don't want to.
okay, so what about like re-education camps for children who don't want to stand?
What?
Yeah.
Are we in China? Fuck.
Exactly.
You
know,
know, far
it was
away.
really funny. I knew a kid, and he actually thought it was kind of hysterical. On the back, he was in a wheelchair. In the back of his wheelchair, he actually had the stickers "United We Stand" and "These Colors Don't Run." He thought it was the funniest thing in the world because he's like, and he goes, "Because I can't do either one."
That's pretty funny.
Amusing.
So, so anyways, back to Kaepernick. So people are upset. You know, they're saying well, it was... What I didn't know until today was the first time he did it was on, like, national or... It was, like, military day at the game, where I guess they just honor the military, which they do at pretty much every fucking game.
Yeah.
But, so people
yeah,
were...
like until it's time to help them at the VA.
Right.
Oh,
So,
yeah, right.
well, I'll get into the
Don't even
hypocrisy of
Don't
it.
get me started on the VA.
I'll get into the hypocrisy later, but so you know, people were saying that he was disrespecting the military by not standing. Some people are saying he's just trying to get attention because he's basically like a backup quarterback now. He's kind of fallen from grace.
Or he's just to say he made bad decisions.
Right.
One of the two.
And then the other side of it is, so he goes into the press conference and he's given his reasoning, explaining, like, you know, I'm tired of black people getting oppressed and the justice system needs to be fixed. And then at the same time, he's wearing a shirt with Fidel Castro on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, see, that's where Kaepernick loses me. You know, like, I defend his right not to stand. I think it's cool anytime somebody goes out against police brutality. But, you know, I also don't like the race baiting thing that has happened since Black Lives Matter. You know, because I've followed a lot of, like, anti-police brutality websites since before it was cool to follow those websites. And, you know, my favorite websites, like Free Thought Project and Cop Block, the cool thing about those websites is they purposely, I know a lot of the authors, they purposely never race bait.
They don't put black in the title.
They've never race baited.
Yeah.
They didn't race bait before Black Lives Matter, and they haven't race baited afterwards, even though it would probably translate to more hits for them.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? And
Because
if you ask me, like they had them and Cop Block had a huge hand, if not the greatest hand, in putting this stuff out in the forefront.
They did.
Photography is not
exactly.
a crime is another one.
I love that.
That's one
He's done
my
amazing.
father actually watches that all the time.
You know, I don't
shit.
like that site because they're big into IP. They're big into apparently like suing people and stuff for using their stuff, and it's like photography is not a crime except for don't use my picture.
Don't use my shit or I'll see you.
Exactly.
That's a crime.
Exactly.
Which is
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Which you know, I've heard that from some guys. I'm not going to say who because you know they probably wouldn't like be starting a feud or whatever. But you know,
I heard that too. That's shitty, but
Yeah, that's crazy that he wore. I did not know that he wore.
yeah, it was like
Fidel
Fidel
Castro shirt.
Castro and I think Malcolm X. which I mean, the Malcolm X.
Malcolm X. I mean,
that's fine, but
Malcolm X had some moments.
He had
some
his
moments. He was a
and
little
nobody's
violent.
perfect,
He was a
but-
little extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
The
actually
violence
that was
is
actually the one
unnecessary.
thing that him and he thought Dr. King was weak on was because Dr. King didn't have, he was practiced the principle of nonviolence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he felt that the only way anything would get done at one point was to be violent. And that's until he made his pilgrimage to Mecca and basically became very much more like Dr. King.
Yeah.
Mm.
So.
Isn't it ironic that the government, Dr. Martin Luther King Day, everything's named after him, and he preached nonviolence, and yet the government itself is just full of violence and practices that.
Mm.
It's weird to me how they promote the peace side of it, yet are
On the back end,
they're just killing people with cops that are trained for not long enough, clearly.
I have a friend of mine that is an officer, and he told me straight up, he says sometimes it's you get a little uncomfortable. You can hang around certain law enforcers, and he's like, I even walk away. It just gets so uncomfortable. Like, it's so natural to talk about certain instances, like all the accidents, things they had to do, and they're like just natural talking about how someone got gunned down or maced, and just laugh, and it's kind of sick in a way. It can be. It can also be very disturbing. Be like, this is a day-to-day life. I get it, but like at the end of the day, it's like, shouldn't you be like, I didn't want to do this.
Yeah.
Not like, that guy took it down good.
Yeah,
It's like,
wow.
dude, I have
proud
like
of it.
Desensitized.
I have a
hard,
friend.
isn't it?
I know this
Demonized.
guy. He's like a friend of some friends, and he would actually brag about beating up kids, and as a cop in the city, and he would laugh about planting drugs on people, and then it turns out then eventually this guy got totally hammered one night, wrecked his car, and the cops just gave him a ride home. He totally got off.
Wow.
What a double
he wreck it?
standards.
Believe it or not, this is actually coming from
Did he wreck into somebody, or did he just wreck into like a tree?
I think he just wrecked into a tree or something.
Believe it or not, you might be
Yeah.
interested to know this too. Coming from someone that I know personally who is a police officer in New York City, told me, he's very new to the job. He said, I was completely unaware until we had a drunk cop one night. There's a specific radio frequency and code they give when it's an under the influence police officer.
Really?
Wow.
It's completely off the regular airwaves. This is coming from a cop.
So you can't use the apps on your phone. That is some Alex Jones shit.
So wait, so
how
They got their own radio frequencies.
I believe that though.
The guy at the next pub, he knows. Buy some Burqini water filters.
how frequently does something come over that
I'm not sure of. I just know that they said that there is a specific way and process to call.
So it must
something
happen
like that
at
in.
some degree of frequency, some high degree of frequency,
I mean,
for there to exist that sort of channel, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. But I mean, there has to be because I'm sure there's a process to not detain them, but to get them where they need to go, where they're going to place
Without
the car
anybody,
they have, because
yeah.
they're obviously going to impound it, but they're going to probably put it in a special little area.
Yeah.
There's got to be a whole process to it. And I mean, it used to be back in the day. My grandfather was a retired New York City fire chief, and if you were too drunk to drive, and you were a civil servant, like you were a cop or a fireman, they would just tell you they would pull you over. If you were drunk, they would take your keys and they say, "I'll be back in 2 hours. Take a nap."
Huh.
I mean, they used to just, for a lot of people, they would just
nap it off.
Take a nap.
try to
Nap it
save
off.
them the trouble, especially if you were a fireman.
Yeah.
They were, because obviously firemen, that's that stigma that they drink a lot. He
Yeah.
said that's how it used to be. The police used to be more about taking care of people,
Right.
The public
rather than
service.
rather than not even just everybody, period.
Yeah.
But rather than trying to completely ruin their lives over it.
Yeah.
But
I could actually comment on that. My brother actually had a incident with some antidepressants at one point, and he came in. He was young, dumb, alcohol influence, and these three officers came in, and one officer was actually trying to calm him down. The other guys were just trying to muscle my brother around. The one officer actually told the other officers to back off, and he was being cool, and my brother kicked him across the living room. Yeah, bad by my brother's means, but he was actually the only one out of all of them that was actually trying to be the civil one.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when we walk out, the other officers are mentioning, "Oh, there's one in every family." Legitimately, while I'm walking out, ready to go see my brother to the hospital, it's just you guys are just so insensitive to things now. We see the movies where the officers know the families and everything, and now it's Nope. It's not my pay grade to be a therapist at this point too. It's just like, wow.
You're just
where's
a
the
number.
care?
You're
I'm just a
not
number. I'm a concern. That's all I am to you. That's cool.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, it'll be all right. We've it's been going on for too long not to say it's not going to go on any longer. So hey, here we are.
Yeah.
It is. But,
Speaking of police,
yeah, right.
Burqini ban in the police of France.
Right.
Yeah, so I think it's actually been repealed now, but in France it was a ban on burqinis, which is basically like this thing that Muslim women can wear. It's kind of like a burqa, but you can like get in the water with it.
Dude, I think we know. Who doesn't watch burkini porn?
What is this you speak of?
Hold on, let me
Fully
take
covered.
a note here.
Sorry, hun, we're cheating.
So like they were actually like arresting women on the beach wearing these things and making them take them off on the beach.
And what's funny is there's a 1950s, 40s photo of a police officer measuring a woman's shorts from where they end to her knee while she's on the beach in America for not having enough coverage.
Right.
And now we're arresting people for having too much coverage.
Yeah, I thought about that too. That is really funny.
Well, it's
Ass backwards.
yeah. I mean, it's sort of a false equivalency though, in a sense, because I mean what they're trying to do is just prevent the problems that they see like the massive Muslim immigration causing. But I mean, even if you want to grant that those are legitimate concerns, the way to do it isn't by like harassing women. The way to do it isn't by like forcing people to strip down at the barrel of a gun.
How would you do it, dude?
How would you tell a woman to strip?
What's that?
How would you tell a woman to strip if you were to do it the
At
right
the
way?
end of $1.
Well, no, you shouldn't tell them to strip at all.
Yeah, that's what you're
I mean, unless they're in your bedroom. But,
At the end of $1. That was
but anyways, yeah, it's just and just banning things in general just never works out
Yeah, no.
because
I
people just
am
always
terrible.
find a way to circumvent it, or they'll just do it anyways, and then you have these just awkward confrontations where you're arresting people for wearing something.
It almost looks like a hate crime at some point. It's just like, wow,
It is.
there it is.
Yeah.
That's how it's done, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
So, anybody else got something to say on that topic?
Yeah, I guess we're all against the burkini ban.
Yeah.
All right.
Seems
There
like
it
you're
is.
preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
That's just the topic alone. There's the answer.
All right. So next up, we got Putin. I don't remember what about Putin. What are you doing? Are you looking at vapes
Putin
again?
and Trump.
No, dude.
Are you looking at that porn you were talking about?
Yeah, you looking at Burqini porn? What are you looking at?
Nothing.
Get back in the
So-
podcast, man.
Okay, dude.
So Putin.
Okay, so Putin came out in an interview this week, and he said, he thought it was, he's like, basically like, why does it matter where the DNC leak came from?
So is that like
he said whoever brought out the leak was, providing a public service. So,
do you think he was copying to it in a sense?
I really don't care. Like, whoever did it.
Well, I don't care either.
It was a public service. If he did it, I mean, fucking high fives to Putin, It's, I mean, yeah, I mean, like, if he did it, that's really cool. Like, whoever
Dicks
did
out
it.
for Putin, man.
What was that?
I said dicks out for Putin.
I mean, like, if he did it, I mean, personally, I mean, I have no idea who did it. I have no idea who did it, and I don't care to talk about who did it. We know it. That's what we should be talking
It's
about.
the aliens.
That's the point.
It's a
Yeah.
distraction.
It's whoever did it. Kudos, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So I thought it was cool that he said that, and he was making headlines.
Yeah.
And because Putin no doubt is an asshole, and it's funny because there seems to be so many instances where our leaders in relation to him, like, he seems to be cooler, But granted, like, he kind of like loves.
I mean,
he,
some of the
he
things
loves,
he says are cool, but
Yeah.
the things he does are not. Very
Yeah,
cool.
of course. He's really fucked up. He's very. He loves casting stones when he does many fucked up things himself.
Right.
So, but nonetheless, I thought it was pretty cool to see that making headlines.
Agreed.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's fucking insane, dude. Like, just all the shit that Hillary's managed to get away with, and how people are still like excited about, or some people are still excited about supporting her. You know,
And the DNC link is not a problem for anyone. Like,
Are people excited about supporting her, or
Like-
they're just trying to like keep
I
Trump?
know a few people who are excited about supporting
it's
her.
like I said,
Yeah.
some people. You know, I think by and large, of course, most people are who are for Hillary are just against Donald Trump, and vice versa. You know,
Yeah.
it's you know, which is again why I think this is the coolest election. You know, because I think the Libertarian candidate has a better shot than ever before, and you know, I actually like the guy.
Oh.
I think he's a I think he's a good person.
Yeah. We didn't write this down, but going back to Gary Johnson for a second, did you hear about the whole political correctness thing that he did recently, where he was like, "Don't call them don't call them illegal immigrants. They're undocumented immigrants." Like, it was a total like PC move. Did you hear about that?
I mean, in some ways, you could say it's a total anarchist move too, because you know, anarchists are always very quick to point out that people cannot be illegal, you know, just for
Yeah.
being a person.
Yeah, but the way he said, he was like, that's insensitive to like the people.
Oh, yeah, I saw it, and I thought he made a whole lot of sense. It doesn't bother me at all, you know. What?
I'm just saying, I don't know that I agree. I don't know that I agree with you, dude.
Well, I mean, okay, so
I don't know that that's the right. I mean, I get why he's saying it, because he's just trying to get the Mexican vote.
No, I don't think so at all, dude. He was like, he was quick to point out that, you know, if we were on the other side of the border, you know, and living in some shitty conditions, you know, there'd probably be a lot of us that would be, you know, quick to come across and look for a better life for your family, you know.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Well, I'm not saying you should denigrate these people, but
what? What you
but
mean?
if
What you
they're-
mean these people?
If they're, I mean, they are technically illegal immigrants.
well,
As per
technically,
the Constitution.
I mean, look, in anarcho world, there's no such thing as immigrants. There's no such thing as illegal. I mean,
Anarcho world.
like, but
Unfortunately, anarcho world does
It's
not
like
exist.
water world.
Yeah.
But it's a nice little step, you know, to get people out of the lingo
yeah, I mean,
okay.
that
yeah.
Orwellian speak.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
Like, it didn't bother me at all. I thought it was pretty cool, and you know, honestly, saying it that way, maybe he would make some people on the left snap out of it. You know?
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
I mean-
I thought it was sort of a pandering move the way he said it, and
it's always a movement that you know, he's been pretty strong on though.
well, no, but he's been strong on he's been strong on like not building a wall, like making it easier for people to legally immigrate,
And
which is awesome.
he's also been very vocal about how he believes, and from what he's seen being a border state New Mexico governor, that, you know, for the most part, what we're getting from Mexico is cream of the crop people that are just looking for a better life, you know, which is, I think, what, you know, we've always got from immigrants for the most part in this country, you know. I mean, immigrants are going to be like any other group, you know. You're going to have some R's, some regulars, and
Yeah.
you're going to have some A's,
Well, I don't
some
even-
assholes.
People
you know?
are going to be people. You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that it's even relevant what kind of people. I mean, it's not like, I mean, yes, if it was all like 100% criminals, then that would be a problem. But clearly, that's
It's
not going to
clearly
be the
not
case.
the case. Yeah, this is not like a fantasy
yeah.
story or anything like that. It's a real situation. People are running away for a reason.
Right.
It's not just a bunch of criminals trying to get what they can and scoot
Right.
out. It's people who need a better life.
No, but you do make a good point about the rhetoric, that actually calling them undocumented immigrants or whatever
Yeah.
is more of like more of an anarchic way to do it. All right, I'm
It's
convinced.
baby steps. Baby steps.
You got me.
Baby steps to getting people to understand that, you know, lines are imaginary, that flags are useless.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You know,
And-
I mean, there's a sense of defense against other people who don't understand that on the other side of the world.
I
You
guess
know,
it's
that
just- there's
armies
just
want to
been this
come get us.
onslaught.
Yeah, that's gonna suck. I mean, it's gonna take some time for the whole world to drop their guns, but it's baby steps.
You know, the other thing I liked about that video too was the way Gary Johnson said all this shit. He was pissed off and he was on fire, and I think that's
Good.
what we've all been waiting for. You know, I've seen him do that twice in the past week, and I mean, that's
He was
fucking
pissed,
awesome.
he
were
was
you
fired
there
up.
when?
Yeah. Mhm.
Were you there when
That's
he was
good.
at Porkfest?
Yeah. Mhm.
They didn't
that was
take
the
him
year I
very
got a
well at
ride. That was the
Porkfest.
year I got a ride home with you, I believe.
With Alana, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was the year. Yeah, I remember they didn't take him very well, but he was still very, like, he made a lot of great, good angry points and
Well-
just had that fire under his belly.
Yeah, they didn't take him very well, but yeah, I think they took him pretty well. It's just basically when he brought up the fair tax, he was getting booed. But I mean,
Yeah.
libertarians are going to boo any sort of tax, period, of course.
One of my favorite
So-
new jokes is if you put two libertarians in the same room, both of them come out calling each other a statist.
It's very true. We'll agree 90% of the time, but spend 90% of the time talking about the 10% where we disagree.
That's how shit gets done.
That's how you make. Yeah, that's how you make progress.
Word.
Philosophically.
Find that compromise.
All right. Cool. So, a Tampa, Florida man was killed by police over 2 grams of weed in his house.
Boo, drug war.
Was it in his ass?
In his house.
House.
In his ass.
So that was. That's
Was
why
it
they
in his
arrested him. They're
ass?
Like, we're not going in there after it, sir.
We're just gonna kill
gonna
you.
ask you to lay down and get arrested.
Weed.
Well, I mean, this is unfortunately a fairly common occurrence these days.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
It's so
it seems like it should be less and less common when 58%. Yeah, 58% of people are apparently
In
polling
agreeance?
that now that it should be legal.
Right.
And then it's been a staple in American comedy for some time to have the stoner movie.
Yeah.
It's always these adorable stoners, getting really
Just trying
fucking
to get
high
food.
and not hurting anybody.
No.
I mean.
Speaking of.
It's it's just really sad. It's in 2 grams of weed. That's not even
pathetic means
Yeah.
to do anything on it. Even
I'm out of weed if I have 2 grams
I
of
think
weed.
there should be a law.
that's scraping somebody's bowl right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Like I think if it's under 2 grams, I think the officer deserves to be like, listen, we know you do. It's cool. Now just don't have any more than that.
Well,
and just leave on. Like
I don't know. I mean, I think you should be able to have more than a tractor trailer full because
You should have as much
Yeah.
weed as you want.
dude, I
Yeah.
mean, there's never been a case of somebody overdosing off of marijuana.
you have to smoke your body weight
As a matter of fact,
in a day.
yeah, and as a matter of fact, if the most violent people in the world smoked marijuana, the world would be a better place.
Oh my God, yes.
if, for instance, if politicians were mandatory, had to smoke marijuana, maybe the wars
Things would be
end.
Can you imagine what the
peaceful.
laws would be? We should do it if everyone comes to an agreement. Just, they got
It
it.
probably just wouldn't be anymore.
And
But there's a
tacos.
cosmic Friday, we go to war.
Yeah. Yep. What's up?
It's funny. My older brother had to stop smoking, and I wish he was still smoking because he can be kind of a dick.
Yeah, but I mean,
Just
think
like,
about,
God, can you start smoking again? Can it not be illegal? Because you need this.
Yeah.
You need to calm the fuck down.
my boy Tyler actually got a little while ago, got a fine for I think $50. He had 4 grams.
Oh.
And they
It's
said
better than
anything
getting
under
arrested.
11, no, they said anything under 11. I think it is 11 or 10 grams.
Yeah, it's anything
It's just
under
a
10.
fine. And the thing is, he was like, dude, I really was tough, and I was like, man, I'm going to jail. I was like, what did he do? His dude just wrote me a ticket and set me on my way, took my weed. I was like, really?
He took his weed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bullshit.
They said they take it. So
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
It's better than getting locked in a cage. Though.
I mean, think
That
about
is,
that,
yeah, that's true.
Oh man, you don't want to be down in Mexico. I've been to Cancun a couple of times for my old business trips, and man, they do some crazy, out of the way. They'll tell you, they'll try to sell you weed, and then you're like, no, I don't. And they realize oh, I'm an officer, and then they try to arrest you and say, give me $100 American, or we're gonna arrest you.
Yeah.
It's so wrong. It's the most wrong thing.
They have the most fucked up police force. Pretty
It's
much
scary.
Everywhere.
It's
Yeah.
it's almost
They
scary.
murdered a bunch of students last year.
Wow.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
almost
but I mean, those people are horrible for wanting to come here. They're just bad people. They're just illegal people, Jared.
They want to get away
Right.
from the cartel
I never
government.
said they were bad people.
You
dude.
said they're illegal people, dude.
Hey, but I tell you what,
You
they
bastard.
don't. Their laws down there on Malta.
I said you convinced me on your
Yeah.
point, dude. Let it go.
All right, dude.
I talked to some bartender down there when I was down there about weed use down there. He says, yeah, weed down here is nothing. Like, officers really just kind of don't care. If you
Yeah.
have cocaine and all
Wait,
those,
where is
like,
this?
oh, hard, down in Mexico, Cancun.
Oh,
He was just like, yeah, they really kind of don't care. He's like, Malta, no problem. I'm like, so why? He's like, America, you guys are crazy. He goes, you guys care too much about Malta, man. It's good, no problem. I'm like, even he's agreeing with it. It's like, it's like, but they're a big no-no. He's like, why? I'm like, yeah, why? I think if everyone just learned to use it right and they used it correctly, I mean, what fuck is correctly anyways? But if you use it just for you at your own home, who the hell cares? Like alcohol. If we stopped alcohol and we taxed marijuana just like we did alcohol, in the next 10 years we could be out of debt.
I mean, but even if you wanted to walk down the street smoking a joint, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, you're less likely to get into a fight with somebody.
Yeah, you're gonna punch someone because
Yeah,
they
I
look
mean,
funny.
It's like,
Yeah, I mean, most
It's
people
not
are
like you're
just
going
chill.
around like spiking people's drinks
Yeah.
with weed.
yeah, it's not like it's not like we're holding people's eyes up with THC.
But maybe we should be.
You're not
yeah, right.
Yeah,
I
why
think
are we
a
not?
lot more
Congress.
women would. Oh, you'll smoke
Somebody
me up?
spike my
Yeah,
iced
yeah,
tea.
yeah.
So let's spike my iced tea right now.
Put those weed drops in there.
I mean, those tea they make. But the thing is, they're saying how like
Make
those
some green
dabs.
dragon.
They're saying dabs are killing people now. The wax. is
Dabs?
killing
No,
people.
it's
Yeah, like-
not.
They're
It's
saying
like-
it's killing people.
Yeah,
When?
I was like, wait a minute. First of all, that's like the most, that's the purest form of like THC. It's fine.
It might kill their afternoon.
It might
but-
it might kill whatever you had planned for that hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tops, it might kill that idea, but I just think they put too much harsh concerns to THC and weed and everything to it to make it so where people are getting shot and killed over it.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes
you know?
no sense to me. Like, it's medical, for God's sake.
Yeah, like all the drugs, man. Like prohibition is just more dangerous than drugs themselves. You know, when you look at like fucking heroin, for instance, I think it was like a week or two ago. I heard that, like, I think it was like 26 or 28 people were killed in Virginia, and then they all
Yeah.
bought
I
their
did
weed.
not hear about
The
that.
They all bought their
same-
heroin from the same dude.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
Wow.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Whereas, you know, if it was legalized and regulated, you know, people would know what they're getting, and you would have way fewer overdoses.
By regulation, you just mean the market, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the market would.
Yeah, of course.
There would be certain things that people. I'm not going to sell heroin unless it's 100% pure, and this is the doses I'm going to sell it, and you know
Well, yeah,
what
and
you're
you
getting. You know what you're getting.
And you would have recourse if like someone did get poisoned.
Exactly.
You'd be okay. This guy,
No one would
we
buy
can
from
seek
you.
retribution
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
There could be repercussions of a bad use.
What's
Like,
that?
there could be repercussions of someone using
Using
it
it,
and having
yeah.
a bad experience. Like, you could track it. That
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Therefore, there is blame to whatever the experience is.
Right. Right.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they're tracking everything nowadays. I mean, what else can? I mean, they can track everything else. Why not do that?
So while people are getting thrown in jail for smoking a plant, our justice system is releasing rapists after serving only 3 months of a 6-month sentence.
Seems legit.
Seems legit, right?
It's a
Totally.
trial period. It's a trial period. They're trying this out and see
Well,
what happens.
well,
if he
well.
checks
I
again.
read that
Did
he
you
was a
read?
swimmer. I heard he was a swimmer.
Was
He was
this
a
on
rich
Alex
one,
Did
Jones?
you guys
too.
hear about? He's
We
a
all were
swimmer.
at one point.
Brock Turner. What an all-American fucking name that sounds like. I feel like he should have a flat top and be drinking at the malt stand.
The malt
That's
stand.
accurate. That's extremely accurate.
Brock Turner.
Has a baseball in his back pocket.
Oh, he has a baseball in his back pocket. He's got a card and spokes of his bicycle. You know, sounds so fucking all-American.
Has an 18-foot American pole in his front
The
pocket.
all-American
Pop up at any
rapist.
And
time.
funny enough, they just finally released a guy who's been in jail for 21 years because he had a joint in his pocket. 21 fucking years, but the rapist goes after 3 months. This guy
Priorities.
Priorities.
Yeah,
That's
so
all it
Name
is.
something that's bad. With
Wow.
your rape.
Wait,
You'll be fine. You're just making a mistake. It's a one-time thing. You know, shit happened. She was drunk. It's her
You
fault.
slipped, she fell.
She looked too pretty. You couldn't control yourself.
It's good behavior. I don't see any other types of rapists getting out early for good behavior.
Dude, I just can't believe they had the
Never.
gall.
Right?
But
I can't-
even then,
I mean,
I can't believe they had the gall. So first of all, only sentence him to 6 months, and then like not even like keep him in there for the full 6
6
months.
yeah.
right?
like-
And the dude
like,
was caught
you gotta be
red-handed.
fucking-
Two witnesses
Well, yeah.
caught
Well,
him
I
and
don't
attacked him.
People find this very funny that they're like, oh, you know, I can't believe this would happen. So I don't know if you guys remember 98 Rocks DJ Stash.
Yeah, I remember
Stash is I'm the guy he got in the car accident with.
No.
He fucking hit my friend's car
Are you
while there were
serious?
5 of us in
Serious?
the fucking car. Yeah, absolutely. That last one where it was like they did the fundraiser for his family.
Yeah.
I was in that car.
wait, dude.
Really?
You and 5 of your friends? That should have been a hate crime.
Yeah, I mean,
Were they paid
people
for?
are just amazed. Like, you have 5 friends?
What if they're paid for? What if they're paid for?
Dude, he can't. It's the 3rd DUI in a month or something like that. He had like in an inadimmately short amount of fucking time, he had 3 DUIs, and no, they didn't want to send him to jail. But when he hit us, I'm talking like open container, the whole 9 yards, and the car was fucking totaled. Like all of us went to the fucking hospital. broken cheekbones and collarbones and all shit like that. Yeah. My friend had my friend Harvey had a fucking seizure in the car. He went to a grand mal seizure. And yeah, they let him out. He actually at the court case he actually hid behind his kids. He said because my son's got a liver disorder and the other one's autistic. And I was
That's not an excuse for you to be a drinking and driving.
You're going to use your kids as a shield, saying that because of because of something that they're dealing with means you're allowed to be a complete fucking hazard to the rest of the community. That's literally what you just said. I'd like for the record that I'm just I'm getting out of the military. I'm looking for a job and going through a divorce at the same time. I'm not getting hammered and causing car accidents.
Yeah.
We don't say that. I'm sure we've all driven where we probably shouldn't have at one time or another. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they let him out on the weekends. On fucking weekends. Like 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. You're going to be at your new job. It's called jail, but we'll let you home on the fucking weekends.
Really?
Yeah, I've never fucking heard of that.
For how long was he in jail for?
I don't even know, like 6 months or something like that?
Oh, God.
Wow.
Yeah, the punishment's not fitting the crime.
No, that's fucked. But so you know what?
It's based on how rich you are, apparently.
Yeah. Not to say that what he did is worse than not to compare the two, rape or drunk driving, but you could have killed, and there was multiple cars involved in this fucking accident. One of the women actually tore her carotid artery in front of us.
Oh God!
She tore part of her artery. So
wait, someone in your car?
No, the car ahead of us.
I thought you said it was your
car ahead of us.
So
I was terrible.
That's how hard he fucking hit us.
So he hit you from behind?
Yeah, he was in the left lane. We were at a red light. He was going 70.
What?
When he hit us, we were really, really lucky because at the last second he realized and swerved. And as he swerved, he hit the back right end of the car instead of dead center mass.
Yeah.
So it caused us to just fucking fishtail into, near a ditch.
Jesus.
Rather than completely collide with, I think, 3 other cars in front of us, which ended up getting hit anyway. But it would have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
So we were really lucky. And he got out. And
That's
he's
crazy.
working as a DJ somewhere else. And people were fucking angry at us saying, you're ruining his life. He's got kids. Like, we almost got fucking killed.
Yeah,
and you're worried
we were
about
sitting there.
the reputation of someone who's done a lot for the community. Like, that should hold you to a higher
Did you file
standard.
like a civil suit?
Yeah.
Yeah, we won that. But it was like it was a very time. I mean, I won mine. They settled with me, and mine was like I think like $4,000.
That's it.
That's it for all the medical bills. I just went for the medical bills. I wasn't going to like I want extra.
$4,000 to get you like 5 hours in the emergency room.
I mean, I got the emergency. Well, don't forget, I also have the VA. So the VA, I'm not sure whether they got involved or not, but part of it was paid off by the VA.
So you didn't have to pay any of your medical bills?
No, I didn't have to pay any of them for nothing. So I went for medical bills. My other friends, they went for she had a brand new. At that point, was it the Mini Cooper? No, it was like a brand new Subaru or a Volkswagen or something. Brand new. But it was brand new car.
Yeah.
Gone. Oh no, it was a silver Hyundai Elantra just come out that year. Oh. Just totaled the whole thing. Like, we had titanium rims. He broke the rims. Like, how hard it is to crack a titanium. He broke the fucking rims.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not surprised that guy got out for rape. At all. At all.
Yeah.
Because obviously he has connections. He can afford better lawyers.
Yeah, and the thing is,
got connections. He can afford.
What do you think about this?
Lawyers.
Like, of course, like the first thing you hear is that this is white privilege.
No, it's not. It's rich privilege.
It's rich privilege,
It's
right?
rich privilege.
It has nothing to do with the fact
Yeah.
that he's white, because we can't. We're not. No one's nationally looking at other cases where someone may or may not be able to get paid off. Like
Right.
Brock Turner just sounds like I shit on money.
Yeah, no, he was.
I wipe my ass with $100 bills.
Yeah.
So if you want to really think about it, no, I don't think it's anything to do with the fact he's white. He's rich.
Right.
That's all you need, money.
So money.
There's plenty of white people that get locked up for weed and
Oh yeah,
all sorts
for
of shit.
Oh,
years.
absolutely. I mean, we hear about other ones more though.
Right.
I think I'm not saying that one's worse than the other again, but obviously some are more significant to the national stage at this point than
Right.
others. No one cares about the white guys getting thrown in jail.
Right.
Except actually, recently there was a group, a black activist group, that there was a white guy who was shot by police. Same kind of situation, just he's white,
Mm-hmm.
and a black activist group actually got involved, and they were protesting like where's justice for him.
Good.
Yeah.
So
For them.
notice you're not hearing about this though, right?
Yeah.
You don't hear about this on the
Right.
news. No, but if we all start holding the powers that be accountable instead of saying it's a color thing, it's
Right.
it's the judicial system, it's the policing system, it's the laws that allow people to
be
to
in that,
be
yeah.
the way they are.
Yeah, yeah.
And I always hear from my cop-loving family that, well, if you just obeyed the laws, you know, you wouldn't be in this situation. It's like,
Well,
no, not really.
If you get caught with a whole pound of pot, you get thrown in jail and they put you on trial, jury nullification. The jury can nullify charging you. So that's the society saying, well, maybe these laws need to evolve.
Yeah.
One of the best jury movies I think is 12 Angry Men. That old movie from like the
Never saw it.
1930s. It was a play, and it was these 12 white guys who were actually convicting a black man. They had to convict the black man of rape or not, and they had to look at all the facts and their arguments. It's a very short book, very short movie, and it's very like clean cut, and they end up not charging the guy with rape because the evidence didn't matter against him, and it was void of color, void of anything like that, and I thought that was really cool. Side note.
Shows a lot of progression.
Yeah, even for that time.
What year was it?
This is early 1900s. The book was written...
Oh wow, yeah, that's really early.
Yeah.
Even though I know it existed, you really didn't hear about racism too much after. Like there was a period of time where we didn't learn about it, like the 1910s, especially 1920s.
Yeah.
I mean, racism existed, but I feel like black people were allowed to flourish even more. Allowed, I say allowed.
They had their own community, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But in places like deep South Kentucky, his family, I hear stories all the time about like, what, your grandfather was in the KKK or something?
Yep, I didn't even know until actually he passed, and we were cleaning his stuff out, and I found his hood and cape, and I was like, wow, like straight up.
Dude, that's crazy.
Like, I was like,
That's
whoa.
insane. Like,
No wonder he was such an asshole 90% of his life. Thank God I was his only grandchild.
Did you save it?
No, I didn't save it. Actually, my grandmother put it into like the storage bin. I don't even know if we cleaned it out. I think my dad might have done that. I had to ask him.
If you find that, you can probably either submit that to a museum,
History museum, yeah.
or people collect.
People collect.
It sounds
could make a
terrible.
lot
I
of
don't know
money.
if
Collect that stuff.
I mean, still, but I just don't want to be like, do I like to go open a black bag and be like, yo, hey, here's some cool clothing. You guys might enjoy this, or like, how do you go about like, oh, that's my grandfather.
Put it up
was
on
a
eBay,
racist,
someone will buy
so
it.
There you go. I mean, like, how do you? I mean, do I go to the dry cleaners? Like, my grandfather needed something clean for a meeting.
No,
you know, like,
dude, just say like, look, we were digging around the basement and we found this in like a lockbox buried behind something in the bricks from this old house that's about 150 years old. So it's and we just moved here last week. As furthest removed as possible from the Klan hood.
Yeah, right. But the thing is, when we found it, the first thing I was like 15 years old when he passed. He was young. And the thing is, I was like, Grandma, what's he? And she was like, well, I didn't want to tell you everything. I was like, yeah, you should probably tell me when we go out to Walmart while he's like, looking at every black person here, just throwing slangs out there like it's yesterday's job. I need to know these things because the thing is, like, I can't take him certain places. Walmart and Laurel is probably not the place for Grandpa. I'm just saying.
Hey, Grandpa, you're hungry. You have to avoid other places.
Yeah, right.
I've had to pay money in my pocket just to shut them up because the thing is, there'll be like coupons on sale and they'll be like, oh, this, and this. I'm like, whoa, okay, there's about 15 people back here want to stab all of us. I'm in, Grandpa. I love you. I'm not going to argue with him.
That was crazy.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, the thing is, you can get back. Back to topic here. A lot of people will get thrown into jail and get released depending on, I think, what kind of jury they have and what the charge is. I think it's all about jury and how they're convicted. What lawyers putting out there, it's like sales. It's not what's said; it's how you said it.
Well, but see, the jury convicted him, but then the judge sentenced him.
So that's
the problem. The
Double
problem is
whammy.
the judges just have way too much fucking power in this justice system.
They really do, don't they?
Yeah.
They really do.
I mean, they can't convict. Well, I mean, it depends on what it is. I mean, if
they
it's
have a final ruling in a lot of cases and a lot of things, and they're not up with society either. Like, if you talk to judges, they don't know what's going on.
oh yeah,
They really don't. I mean, I remember someone Oh God, he did a video where he went up to the judges of the Senate, I think, and asked like questions about popular life and just something that you and I would be able to answer instantly, and they had no idea.
Really?
Not a fucking clue of what was going on in popular life and popular opinion, and these are the people making the final decision on laws that we have to live by or get thrown in a cage.
There was a special actually on Stars just a topic. This is that it was like 25 for nothing. It was about people who've been in jail for over 25 years for like rape, and they're finding DNA and they're getting let loose. Like there's
DNA.
There's like no reprimands for them being in. They clean their slate. But it's like I'm known as like a rapist.
They don't take them off the sex offender list?
No, that's what they do. They swipe clean, like, yeah, we did our part. We swiped you clean. It's like, no, you took 25 years of my life.
Yeah.
I'm not getting that back. I'm not.
Yeah.
In any way possible, except for saying, here you go. Here's a free Rolodex. Start new memories, you know?
Yeah. I mean, they should at least give them money or something.
Like, that's what I'm saying. There's no
Compensation for their
reprimand. Yeah, there's no
time.
compensation, no reprimand.
That's so ridiculous.
Anything. And they show everything, and they tell the stories. It's ridiculous. It would piss me off, too.
The whole system of
pissed me
jail
off
is
a little.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's really fucked up, especially.
All right. So, back to Gary Johnson. So, apparently Larry the Cable Guy has endorsed.
Yeah, Reason posted an article concerning that, and he said something. He said it in a joking manner, because he's the typical redneck guy, and he said, "I'm a Trump man, and when I say Trump man, I mean Gary Johnson." And then he said something. Do I want to poop my pants, or do I want somebody else to poop my pants? And I thought that was kind of clever and kind of cute. I mean, he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
But he does pander to I'm a Trump man, like I'm the Trump audience, but I'm supporting Gary Johnson. I thought that was kind of cool. Kind of a big thing, especially because he's right. That whole side, I mean, a lot of my family are that kind of side of life, and Trump all the way.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad.
I'm seeing a lot more Trump stickers now.
Oh God, I've seen an increase, and it's driving me nuts.
You know what? You know what's funny? You know what sticker you never fucking see? You don't see any fucking Hillary stickers, do you?
Oh, I do.
I don't see a lot of
You
those
don't
at
see
all.
I've seen a few.
No, I see
There's a couple
all these
people in my
fucking-
neighborhood.
It's funny. You notice though, as soon as Bernie lost, half those stickers gone. Dude, Pop Smoke.
I still
My
see
neighbor,
them.
They
my
fucking
neighbor
Pop
had,
Smoke, dude.
Pop Smoke.
my neighbor had a Bernie sticker to start, and I was just like rolling my eyes every time I walked by it. And
My
then
dad had one
the
too.
minute that Bernie was gone, he popped that Hillary Clinton one on there. And then a couple weeks ago, I was driving by his car, and they were both gone. Or like the Hillary Clinton was gone too, and all like any other supportive stickers, he had Obama on there too. I was like, yes, you're getting it. Like, don't support these fuckers.
That's hilarious.
I did see a really funny bumper sticker though. It just said OMG with the Obama thing. What the fuck? Like that was like, I thought was the most clever one, because you really had to know enough to identify Obama's campaign symbol to get the joke.
Yeah. Oh
There
my
was a
God,
guy who had a
what the
whole
fuck?
entire thing on the back of his van. It was like, if you later down the road, if you're worried about why you don't have enough money to provide milk for your family, thank that bitch Hillary. Like right on the back with the word bitch and everything installed. I was like, wow. I mean, that's making a statement.
Yeah.
And it's also making you look like a real like asshole, man. I wonder how many people just think that's actually a very secure way to get a message across, and they're doing their justice. It's weird.
Yeah, people really don't listen to the messages directed
No.
at them. They don't.
Because it's almost telling you instead of just like trying to put a fact across and letting you decide for yourself.
They're not learning from
It's
it.
the
They
hardest
immediately
way.
get defensive.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the hard things with the libertarian campaign itself.
And it wasn't
Just in the past, why it's taken so long for people to accept freedom as it is because people are so set in their ways, and when you're told you're wrong, you're immediately like, nope, I'm not wrong.
Just
Right.
like,
I don't want to change my idea based on facts, and a lot of people go about it the wrong way. I think right, left, libertarians even go about it presenting that idea in the wrong way. And people just immediately close their doors and are like, nope, fuck this shit.
yep. Like Matt said, it's all freedom until you get into someone else's freedom. So where is that freedom line?
Right. But that's why,
Sounds like a good country
like we
song.
said before, how Johnson is just more like the average person
Yeah.
than any other candidate.
So,
And he gets a lot of flack from a lot of libertarians because he's not really like a pure libertarian.
Oh yeah, a lot of flack.
Yeah, a lot of flack. Like I heard Tom Woods today on the Milo Yiannopoulos show.
I love that fucking guy.
What, Milo?
Oh god, I love that guy.
Yeah, dude, he's hilarious. I mean, he's not perfect. I mean, he's got a lot of shit that he says that's retarded, but anyway, so we had Tom Woods on, and Tom was just talking about how, he's frustrated with Gary because, number one, he just doesn't have really a really concise message. Like, he is, like, the ultimate pragmatist, which is sort of contrarian to, like, pure libertarianism. Like, libertarianism is supposed to be based on the non-aggression principle.
Yeah.
Whereas Gary's kind of like, well, I want to take the best things from each party, and then that's my platform. Whereas, and Tom's criticism is, like, you shouldn't be saying that. You should be saying, fuck these two parties. I mean, he didn't say fuck, but, fuck
If
these
only.
two parties. If only. I don't think I've ever heard Tom Woods cuss. But he's like, screw these two parties. Like, you should be just saying the way, libertarianism is the way, it has nothing to do with the left or the right.
Combining both, yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Which I get that
yeah.
argument, but, like, I don't think that what Gary's doing is necessarily ineffective. And if it does bring people at least away from the main two parties, I think at least that is something of an accomplishment.
I think it's a step in the right direction. I mean, you can't agree with everything that Gary Johnson says or does as a libertarian.
Right.
But he's the only libertarian we have right now. And
Yeah.
it's all we have to at least introduce freedom and at least make some changes for the better. And then once he makes those changes, if he gets into office, people can see how they work.
Yeah.
And we can finally implement a few things, and then we can get a better libertarian candidate in the future and
Baby
go from
steps.
there.
I would like to see, and we've talked about this before, Matt. You with us, Matt?
Yeah, I'm with you, dude.
It would be cool if Tom Woods ran for
That would be cool.
president.
That would be cool.
I mean, he's a very eloquent speaker. He's very intelligent.
What about John Stossel?
I like him
I
too.
love
like him a lot,
I
yeah.
love a lot of what he says and how he puts things across, and he's very libertarian, like
Yeah.
to the core. I don't think I've heard anything from him.
He may even
The
be
only other
in
That
one
I've
is,
disagreed with so
is
far.
the judge.
What's that?
Oh no,
Judge Knapp.
Judge Knapp would be awesome too.
Yeah,
I would like to
Man.
be a judge for a
Well,
day.
I think Gary alluded to appointing Judge Knapp as like one of his Supreme Court appointments.
he's so awesome! Oh my god,
Can you imagine being a judge for a day though? Like, can you imagine that kind of pressure though? I mean, some of them are out there for
That
so
would be
long. They're
sick.
probably like already looking at the facts, going, "Yep, I'm gonna choose guilty or not guilty." Like, I wonder if they're doing that.
Hey,
now.
you know what? You know how Brock Turner's a rapist. Let's let him out.
he'll be
Doesn't
fine.
seem like they're losing too much sleep over making those tough decisions.
Make sure that
Give him
just,
that 90-day better
just
learn
make
your
sure
lesson
that-
period.
make sure that check doesn't bounce, and we're good.
Yeah, right.
Give
Yeah,
him a
Judge
chance.
Knapp would be
Maybe-
awesome.
Maybe he'll do something again. Maybe Brock Turner will be a repeat offender.
He bought that less pension.
Maybe they're letting him out so he doesn't lose like elasticity of his asshole from all the times he's probably been raided in jail by now.
I think it's like the Stargate portal for SG1
Probably been beat.
right now. Just morphing.
Does anybody ever feel like that though? That sometimes you deserve what you give.
Yeah.
I mean, even as a person like you say, you murdered somebody, but I don't believe in the death penalty because we do have those types of people. But it sounds maybe fucked up, but I do in one way believe an eye for an eye in that
Yeah.
sense. I think he.
Yeah, but I don't think we want the government in charge of that.
Truth.
No.
I
That's
recently read
my.
this-
What's that?
No, I mean
Oh.
just like in a perfect
I agree
world.
with
You
that
know what?
completely.
Yeah, in a perfect world,
You're
where-
gonna go to jail, and then
Yeah.
this is gonna happen to you now.
Yeah.
It's like, why do they get to decide what now is the rest of it after I've served some time or whatever it is like, why do they get the rest of my decisions after that? I've already did my time. Like, why do you get now you get to guide my life since I messed up one time? I thought I did my time. That was my punishment. Now you got to guide me.
Yeah.
If I'm going to do something now, it's got to be on my own free will, or else I'm just going to end up in the same damn place.
You think about it. Even if you were in jail, if a high-profile case like this, his life is ruined forever.
Oh yeah. Anybody who sees his name or meets him, he's gonna have
So
to change
in a
it.
way, even though I don't agree with his freedom, he's getting what he deserves.
I think
Is-
the ostracism is the
Yeah.
best part of everything.
Yeah, but I mean, if he's already like got like a hedge fund,
Yeah, but he's like pre-slander.
He'll meet someone who doesn't
I know,
know.
but the character defamation, like
Yeah,
he's
I mean,
fucked.
Pre-slander.
Yeah, truth.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have to like move to Mexico or something.
Even
Canada.
there, I think they
No.
He's probably got a house in Sweden.
It's Brock Turner. No.
He's gonna have to
You
get like a
raped my
giant.
woman that I
He's
already
gonna have to like
raped.
shave his
En
head,
mi
get like a
casa,
face
por favor,
tattoo.
Nina.
Adios.
Adios.
I guarantee you they know about his ass in Mexico.
Oh
I
yeah.
bet there's MS-13 in places going, come on down.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come here, motherfucker.
it easy, man. Come on.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was some
I
kind
got a
of
little
vigilante
Nina, looks
justice
just like that
happening.
one girl. I don't like it, man.
So, speaking of judges, so a judge in a federal appeals court ruled that it was legal to prevent marijuana card holders from buying guns.
Yes.
So if you have a medical marijuana card, I don't think we figured out where this happened,
I wonder if they know how many
but it's in
medical
America.
marijuana card holders probably shouldn't have guns based on that theory.
Yeah.
Oh man, they screwed.
Oh man, they just lost 95% of.
Yeah, and now marijuana card holders can't defend themselves from those people.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
From
What
what
if you're a
people?
grower?
there's people that,
Think
that,
about it, you
that
have to- you
legitimately
probably have-
shouldn't.
You
hold
have to
or
have a gun
guns.
when you're a grower because they
Right.
don't allow the banks to deal with your money, so you are always dealing with cash.
What if you own a gun
That's the
shop?
problem in California or Colorado is that they are not allowed to put their money in the banks because it's federally illegal, and they will not support that money, so they have to carry cash around. It's cash. It is cash everywhere. They get robbed. Like it's not cool. It is not cool. So they have to protect
So,
themselves.
so I guarantee you, all those guys got their medical marijuana card.
Of course,
Yeah,
they're smoking all
because
day.
Right?
And they,
Probably.
it's
I
not
wonder if
hard-
they're maybe not
and
smoking
they probably
for.
have those automatic shotguns with those the 6-barrel clip or whatever.
Oh, you're talking about the drums.
That whole. I guarantee you, if you looked at the way people would portray the firearms that these people are allowed to have.
Oh yeah.
Think about it. If they think like an M16 looks vicious, and like picture a guy with a Barrett 50 cal or whatever
Oh my
because of
God.
somebody that would rob him from his drugs.
Yeah,
That's insane.
Oh my god.
a bear 50.
Yeah. They're coming up with a helicopter destroyer.
Yeah, I
and
mean-
they're gonna put a 650 grain packed bullet in your face.
Yeah.
Willing to do some damages.
Does that not like really serve as a testament to the fact that there have been apparently no gun related charges for people that are growers that probably smoke marijuana? Isn't that a good litmus test to see these dudes are around it all the time?
I think so.
You know,
Yeah.
I was amazed to see. I think one of the first times I heard about this, I watched a Young Turks video about it. Because I subscribe to them, and I was amazed to see
I kinda
like
like
even they. Well, I mean, yeah, I disagree with them a lot of the time, but I like how they're cool in the drug war and they want to scale back on the military-industrial complex.
Yeah.
And-
Those are good points.
Yeah. I mean,
I think Cenk was
He's such
a
a
libertarian
douchebag,
at one
though.
point.
yeah, he could.
He's such a
he
douche.
can. He could be an ass
was, now
sometimes,
he's
but
a
I hate
progressive,
that guy.
right?
he's cool.
Yeah.
He's cool other times though too.
He's cool. Yeah, he's cool on
Yeah, I mean,
He
drugs.
has his moments.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I would agree.
He's awesome.
I would agree.
His
but-
influence, he's awesome.
Yeah, and I was surprised to see that they were actually they actually didn't like this idea. They were about giving stoners their rights to bear arms. They thought that this
That's
was
actually
dumb.
cool. That's a step in the right direction
Huh.
for them.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
funny
that's
because
surprising.
apparently Anna Kasparian has a medical marijuana card, so
Oh, there you
now
go.
she can't own a gun. Yeah,
Does she own a gun though?
You know what though?
I feel like Anna
wanna-
Kasparian does not own a gun.
Dude, Anna Kasparian's also a fucking Armenian. If I was an Armenian on a Turkish show, I'd want a fucking gun too. Are you crazy?
Yeah, especially
Come on,
because Cenk
man.
denies the Armenian genocide.
Yeah, well,
That's one of the major reasons it's huge.
even Turks acknowledge that it happened.
Not all of them.
Not all. Well, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
But Turks that I know, they acknowledge that it happened. They're like, how can you not acknowledge it? It's the government makes it almost an illegal for you to even acknowledge it happened
Right.
in public.
Right.
That's the one big thing
But
that
Cenk
Erdogan.
loves the government, so.
Yeah, that's the one thing that
Yeah.
made that president stay in power so long is he united the country by denying genocide.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
Genocide. I mean, so many genocide has happened over the years through so many wars,
Oh,
so many things. I mean, think about it. Like, genocide itself is just taking a whole entire one population and just getting rid of it.
Yeah, it's
And
fucked
the thing
up.
is, it's
It's
been
messed.
happening for so many different ways, and it's funny how it's recognized for so many different ways as well. It's just so many different perspective on it. It's crazy. It's one of the craziest things to look at.
Mm.
Yeah.
So one last topic on here.
Did we make it to the end?
We've made it to the end. I think
The end of the
it's
rainbow.
been a while.
It's been about an hour
Where
and
are
10
my
minutes.
Skittles?
So this one's a little conspiratorial, but let's fucking break out the documents.
Hell yeah.
I want to
So
believe.
something came out that implied that George Soros, who the fuck is George Soros again?
He's the Jewish guy who.
Why does he gotta be Jewish?
This is what my grandmother told me.
Wow.
Was your grandmother
big
hanging out
nose,
with
man,
his
okay?
grandfather?
Yeah, right? They're just writing books.
It might have been.
Yeah. Who are we gonna kill next? Blacks?
Oh
Jews?
shit, are we related?
Wow,
No.
thank you.
Oh no.
Well, thank you very much for bringing back my hood and sheet.
Now what was he talking about?
Who's George Soros again?
Oh, he has a lot of money. He's very rich, and he
what
gives
does he
it
own,
to.
though?
I don't remember. He
Does he own,
he owns Clear Channel.
And many politicians.
Yeah, a lot of
And many
politicians.
politicians, okay.
Goldman Sachs.
So there is.
I don't know. Something
There's
like
a
that.
theory that he has been funneling money into Black Lives Matter.
Sorry.
To basically.
Is that really theory? I thought it was known that he was a contributor.
Is it known that he's a contributor?
Yeah.
Okay, then the theory is that he's doing it because he wants to federalize the police force.
Well, I mean, you know, the people that have a lot of money, you know, don't you think they would, you know, don't you think they use that to, you know, kind of like put it into politics to make kind of things go their way?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like.
Okay. Wow, that's a real novel idea, dude.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm just saying. You know.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to do sinister things. Like, I mean, the Koch brothers typically donate to more libertarian causes, and they're
Yeah,
rich,
I'm not saying.
allegedly evil dudes.
I'm not saying, you know, it couldn't happen for better reasons too. You
Yeah.
know? I'm not saying that all rich people are evil.
Yeah.
I don't believe they're all evil.
Not well, majority, yes. I'm sorry. I thought you said none of them were evil. My apologies. I just heard what you said. My apologies.
I don't think Bill Gates is very evil. I mean, he's doing a lot of
He's
good
pretty
shit.
cool.
Bill Gates, I think, is one of the most generous men ever.
I think he's fucked up too, though.
Yeah, by far.
There was this whole thing. There was this whole issue with tainted vaccinations in Africa around all
that
the.
he had.
I mean, and a lot of. I know it was something like 10,000.
Josh, how do you feel about the taint?
The fuck are you talking about?
Oh, tainted vaccination. Sorry, go ahead.
It's a very in between process.
I don't know. I don't think there's many genuine philanthropists anymore. I think everybody has an agenda at this point. No, I mean there are some that just don't. They have the money here, take it. But big ones, I don't think there's any real big ones anymore that are genuine philanthropists. I always think there's an agenda behind it.
I mean, it does seem like it sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean, people are imperfect too, so
Oh yeah, totally.
you're gonna do something for yourself at one point. In the
Yep.
end, it is sort of even philanthropy on some level is all. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
you're
not
making
for
yourself-
you,
you're
but
making
you feel
yourself feel
good
better,
when you
yeah.
do it. You know, like it's not like I'm
Well, yeah, there's-
doing this for you.
I don't know that there's anything.
There's a reason people do it. You get
Right.
something out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's genuine altruism.
You know, and part of me thinks like it would kind of explain why there's, you know, there's been so much talk in the mainstream media about police brutality. Because, I mean, the mainstream media is no doubt owned by the same people that own the politicians, and hence they own the government, you know?
Yeah.
So especially like Barack Obama and other liberal politicians have talked about federalizing the police force. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I would assume, you know, just like me, I don't think a federalized police force is going to be any nicer. I think it's going to be more creepier. You know, if you want to get things back to Mayberry, you know, I would think that, you know, you would want to end victimless crimes, and you would want to make it more of a local thing where you're accountable locally.
Yeah, where you like, you know, the police officer actually like protecting you and not just like harassing you. And where, like, the police officer actually knows the people in the town or the people in the community.
Do you guys think if it was privatized, would that make a difference?
What's that?
If it was privatized?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it would totally. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You know, you would...
you have competition.
Yeah, and plus, you know, police officers would be serving their customers, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, you'd be a customer,
they're not out.
a...
They wouldn't be out, like, looking for... like crime.
We're looking for non-violent,
or,
you know, victimless criminals.
Right. They would be out with the, you know, the idea in mind that, okay, I need to protect my client.
I don't know. The only thing that would worry me about that too is the fact that it could, you know, give a corporation more power over citizens.
Yeah, but at least the
privatized.
corporation has to compete with other corporations.
Yeah. That's
Whereas
true.
the government
it does
doesn't.
leave-
the government
yeah.
doesn't compete against anybody but itself.
It does leave that worry, but the problem is the police are already corrupt. So, I mean, they would be less
Less corrupt.
corrupt, I guess, or
Well,
on the
it's-
path toward the least corrupt.
But I mean, you wouldn't.
You'd have a rating system of the most corrupt and the least corrupt
Right.
businesses and which one you're going to hire.
But with a private police force, there'd be no incentive to like arrest people for smoking weed. Because like that
They're not
would
gonna
be
make any
way
money
too
off of it.
expensive. Like, you know, if I'm trying to protect my property and I hire a police force to do it, I'm not going to be like, I need you to go out and I need you to arrest everybody smoking weed within a 10-mile radius. Like, how would that help me? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That would just wouldn't make any sense.
I'm going to go after the murderer.
Yeah, I want you to look out for that guy that's like creeping up with the AK. Like that's what I want you to do. The ski mask guy.
Ski mask. The guy that cannot be seen but is.
Does everyone like scary movies?
Love him.
I love them.
Have you seen Hush?
No.
Oh,
Dude.
Yeah.
This
Is it new?
It was on Netflix the last time I saw it, but I'm sure you could find a torrent for it. This girl, she's deaf and she's mute and she's in a house like
She writes horror stories.
away and she writes horror stories. She's an author and she's like taking this time away by herself, and a murderer comes up and like ganks her neighbor in front of her and then just starts fucking with her around the house. It's pretty
jeez.
intense, and it's actually really like I wasn't sure about it, but I was glad I watched it.
Yeah.
And when you said ski mask guy, I just remembered the dude like coming up to the house and fucking with her with a knife. And
Yeah.
it's creepy.
Was
It
there
really
anybody
good.
well known in it, or was it just kind of an independent?
No, it was sort of an independent. There's a lot of Apple advertisement. Like everything she uses is Apple.
yeah.
But
Hate that shit.
yeah. But yeah, it's crazy. So there's like this one moment she's on Skype and her friend, she's signing to her friend, and her friend's like, "Did you see that in the background?" She's like, "Oh, it's just the cat." And the dude was like walking around in her house.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's
That sounds pretty cool.
it's pretty good. I highly recommend it.
All right. Anybody else got anything they want to talk about today?
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for tonight. Until next time, live free.
Or die.
Statism's footprint is the blood that is shed, drenching the flags on the tax bombs in red. Poisons my appeal at the expense of the many, sold to the gods in a death machine. You can't justify killing by economic gain. For God, country, and democracy, you can put freedom and gunpoint in a foreign land. You support the troops, then bring them home. I believe that you will do the best for you. And I believe that we have the power, I hate the state, and I know I'm a slave. We can make the break the power. Society owes individuals nothing more than non-interference with natural rights. Once a virtuous person fully comprehends the non-aggression principle, the violence of the state becomes obsolete.